Hello all my followers. This is a Q&A video and I thank you for all the wonderful questions. Everybody that has participated in asking me questions and helping me to do this video. Thank you very much. So the first question that came was, how did you get to know that your feet are divine? Now that is a really long story, and it is a story full of divinity and full of unbelievable things that happened to me actually that are hard to understand and perceive even for me, so they would be really hard to understand and perceive for you properly. So I'm not going to talk about all of that, what happened to me, how I developed, how I got to know all that. It's divine guidance. I can say that I got to know about my feet and that God's energy is just flowing through me, and that feet are the channel for this. And as I said in the video before, in Hinduism, the feet are one of the channels for giving the energy, and the head is one of the perceptors of this energy. So bowing down to feet is, you are getting the energy from the feet to the head and the blessings. But as I can say, only a few years ago, I got to know about the energy of my feet. I had no idea pretty much all of my life. And I never cared about feet. I'm not a foot fetish person. I don't care about feet that much, and I never did. The only person that struck me with her feet, and I remember her feet, was my mom. She had a little bit smaller feet, actually 2 sizes smaller than me, but really strong feet. And I remember as a child always thinking that she has such strong feet, and she would be able to walk out even in the winter time on the rooftop or on our balcony to fix something, and she would just not freeze or be cold at all. That's one of the things that I remember about feet, but pretty much the only thing. I never heard anything bad about that either, so it surprised me really a few years ago when I heard that there's a lot of controversy about feet here in the Western world, and that a lot of people take that as something dirty. So I was really surprised because I didn't see the difference of showing your feet or showing your hands. If somebody would be really into kissing somebody's hands and maybe massaging the hands, nobody would think of anything. So I never thought anything bad about feet. So maybe that's good that I never had a prejudice about that. So as I say, I'm really divinely guided into this. I never thought much of my feet, or never paid much attention to my feet until I got introduced into the energies that feet can carry and help other people. The next question is, have you ever had your souls worshipped in person? Yes, it is part of my training that I actually had worship of the soles of my feet by a person, and I do enjoy it. I think it's relaxing and I do enjoy it. Yeah. Next is, what are your favorite things about being a divine queen? That is a difficult question because everybody is divine, but they haven't noticed. So being a divine queen just means that I realized who I am, that I am divine. And what is so great about this is that I know I'm not just the body, I'm not just my feelings, my thoughts, my mind. Everybody has thoughts coming to their mind, and sometimes they don't like those thoughts. But a lot of people identify with those thoughts and then feel bad about having bad thoughts. Or they don't like their body, they're just going with the flow, the outer circumstances, maybe something bad happens, so they're tossed back and forth, and they're not stable. Now, when you realize that you are a divine being, you're not just the body, you're not the mind, you're not your thoughts, you're not your words, then you can become stable and you feel valuable and worthy, and you know that there's more. And this divinity that you can feel inside, you actually get to know God, because God is a part of you and you're part of God. God is so much greater than you, but you're this perfect divine being, and how much greater is God. But when you realize who you are, it totally changes how you think about yourself, how you perceive yourself, and how you can live and give yourself. And it also gives you a different kind of purpose in life that is beyond the material, physical world. So what I love being a divine queen and being divine is knowing that I'm loved, I am peace, I'm bliss, I'm happy, I'm content, I am compassion, I am love. And this love, experiencing this love, feeling this love, being this love, this is the most beautiful, beautiful thing that you can ever experience. Being lifted up to this higher place and just feeling love and being love, and not being this body, the desires you have or anything else. Nothing else matters anymore. It's just being this love, being in this sparkling kind of divine place and state of being. And that is beyond anything that I would be even able to tell you. So the same about how did I get to know about my divinity and my divine feed, the power of my divine feed. It's something that you would need to experience yourself to really understand, because it is beyond words. It is beyond anything that could even match this state of being and feeling. The next question is, why do I not wear much foot jewelry to show off my holiness and mightiness, the mightiness of the feet? That is because I'm a very, very practical person, and as you can see, this time I'm wearing actually a bracelet. I had to look for it forever. I'm not a person that on a day-to-day basis wears a lot of jewelry or even makeup. I usually don't wear makeup at all, only a little lipstick like you see. But for this video, I actually put a little bit makeup on and I put a little bit jewelry on, but I just don't wear much, and I don't find it practical in real life. I can't wear it while doing yoga, and I live in a climate where it gets cold. Most of the year it is just cold, only a few months, maybe 2, 3 in the summertime. I can wear shorts or a short skirt or even sandals where I would be able to wear any kind of ankle bracelet. So most of the year I have to wear socks, I have to wear boots or shoes with socks on. So I'm a practical person, so I usually don't wear much because I don't have that much opportunity to use it. But in the future I might get some more jewelry for the video purpose, for my video filming. It's not that I don't enjoy jewelry, I'm just really a practical person and I don't wear much. I'm not a fancy person probably this outfit even. If you meet me on the street, I probably would not wear this dress unless I'm going somewhere fancy. I usually wear pretty practical clothes because I'm living a practical life. The next question would be, would I ever consider walking in harsh terrain as a symbol of external factors that are trying to influence my inner state? So this question is actually connected with a message that I put out on Instagram today, where I'm telling about that outer circumstances that are happening, like problems, like life, you know what I mean. You're riding a car and you're standing in a traffic jam, but you really have to watch your time because you're almost getting late. So these external factors can influence your inner state. Most of us will get really irritated, really angry maybe even, especially drivers. I mean, how many drivers honk their horn or yell at the other person riding the car and things like that. Outer circumstances influencing your inner life. Now, when you realize that you're not the body, you're a stable divine being, you can get detached from the outer circumstances that are happening. Problems are still happening, difficulties are still there, but you can learn to become more stable inside and not be influenced. So basically you can stay patient, you can stay happy, you can stay loving despite of angry people maybe yelling at you. And it is a development. It doesn't happen that you realize, oh, I'm a divine being and you're just happy all the time and nothing else matters to you. No, that will not happen. It's almost like working out in a gym, where you go and you start working out in a gym, and you will start with small weights probably, and then build yourself up to more weights. And this is happening in life too. First you master the little difficulties and you realize, wow, now I could stay stable and more patient as you develop. And then you face more difficulties and you can face them with more grace and more ease and stay happy despite those circumstances. Everything is a development. And you can absolutely stay stable while turmoil is hitting you. That is possible. Now, of course, it always depends on how far you have developed. Now, this person was asking, because I love to film in nature, and I have to tell you, it is almost October, so tomorrow I would try to film one more time outside, but it's probably going to be one of the last times because the weather is just getting way too cold and I'm not willing to film anywhere beneath 16 degrees outside. I'm just a really cold person. I love warm weather and I get way too cold. So we'll see. That would happen, that I would be actually walking in harsh terrain. After filming tomorrow, we'll see. I could walk in harsh terrain to show you. It will not determine my outer state of being. My body might get hurt, my feet might get hurt, but I can still be happy inside. And this is what I've been talking about, that despite the outer circumstances, when you realize who you truly are and that you can just put down your ego. Your ego is always the enemy of your true divine being. It is actually a barrier. As long as you hold on to this egoistic ways and to this ego and to the desires, you're not going to be able to break through that cycle and you won't be able to be happy despite maybe difficult circumstances is just not going to happen. And despite of all the social media may be telling you that there is a healthy ego, that is absolutely not true. There's no healthy ego. There's only ego that needs to be gone so you can live as you're meant to live, as a divine being, as you're meant to be. Now, the last question that I have, it's not on my paper, but it's from somebody telling that when they worship my feet, they sometimes feel aroused by the feet, and they feel bad about this. And I know a lot of you guys might feel that way, but not are that courageous actually to ask this question. Now, I want to tell you that when people get aroused at my feet, that means they're at the lowest base level of love, because lust is absolutely the lowest level of love. Love comes in different stages and it develops as you develop. So let's say that when you lust and you get aroused, it's almost like a baby stage of being love. Now, do you have to feel bad about that? Absolutely not. A baby does not have to feel bad about being in the baby state of development. It is a normal state. Most people restart at this kind of egoistic level. And it's the same level that you feel when you desire another person. A lot of the times when you feel you fell in love with another person, it is a very, very, very basic level of love. It's lust. It's lusting after another person and wanting to be with that person. It does not feel base level love. Because you feel good about yourself. But at the base level of love, as you probably have experienced before too, the love is not anything stable. It can turn even into hate if the person, for example, does not respond to your level of love as you want it to, or maybe hurts you or turns you back on your relationship. Your ego will get hurt if somebody rejects you with your love. It's your ego that gets hurt, not your divine being. As you develop into higher states of love, you're leaving the lust level and are going up the ladder into higher places of love. It's like a development of a baby to a toddler, to a little kid, to a teenager, and then into adult level. And the baby, he will cry and he wants now food, he wants now attention, he wants now love. He doesn't care how you feel, he's only self-centered. That is the base level of what love is. It's only centered of your well-being, your lust, your pleasure. Even though you might want to do something for somebody else, and it feels good to do something for somebody else, but it still is for your pleasure. It still always comes back to you. Now, on higher levels of love, you will be able to do things without expecting a return, because love is not just a feeling. It's not the sparkling butterfly feeling. That's absolutely not what love is. Love is so much more. It is beyond a feeling. And it is very selfless. It is full of compassion and kindness. It can look rudeness and anger into the face and stay loving. It doesn't look at its own ego. It doesn't look at its own pleasure and desires. It is beyond that. So you'll be able to do things without expecting a return, without the desire. These are higher levels of love. Why would you want to go into higher levels of love if you feel a lot of pleasure in this less state of love? That is a good question. The thing is this, you feel on the base level of love, that lust, you will feel pleasure, but you will only feel it a certain time with a certain circumstances in a certain state. External circumstances will influence this state. When you go beyond this, it is you being your own divinity, and then you can be in the higher levels of love, and you can be all the time in this pleasurable feeling of being. So you're happy and feeling the pleasure without the lust and the desire. So you can feel this all the time, and it's not dependent on outer circumstances. And we know circumstances are never going to be perfect. Maybe for just a short period of time, but for the long run, it's not. We're always going to face problems. We are going to face adversities. We're all going to face difficulties. The art of living is really to go beyond this, to break through into higher levels. How do you do that? Now, meditating with me, with my feet, will help you to break your ego, to break free. And you don't have to feel bad about the state that you're starting and that you're in right now. You should enjoy the present moment. You should enjoy the state that you're in, but also make sure that you're going forward and not getting stuck in a state. Now, it is not a pretty sight to see a teenager act like a baby. Then he hasn't developed. He got stuck. He's a teenager but got stuck in a baby state. That is not a pretty sight. So basically, enjoy where you are right now. Do the meditation with me. Do it as you can, as much as you can, on a daily basis as you can, and you will see develop happening and changes are happening. And are you going to face difficulties? Yes, but you can overcome, and you can gracefully overcome these challenges and face these challenges, because you will feel an inner strength to face the challenges like you've never have done before. And step by step, you're going to get better at it. You're going to feel more who you truly are, and you can overcome problems. You will be able to raise into higher states of love. And there's not really your entire lifetime is this journey of becoming into the higher states. But you probably won't reach the highest level of state until you're united with God again after you die. But the journey of it is life. This journey of it is what you need to enjoy, because there's not one set goal, but enjoying the path you're walking, seeing the problems that are coming to you, not as problems and challenges and something that you need to face again, but as learning and as teachers to help you develop, to overcome, to become stronger, better, more loving. And are you going to fail? Probably. Everybody has failed before, but it's not the problem to fail. The problem is to give up and not to get up and try again and do it over and over and over. And you're going to feel the rising of your energy level and being able to drop more and more of your ego and getting better. And that's a great path to enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Come at me with more questions and I will collect them for the next Q&A video. Also make sure to put a thumbs up if you like this video, if it was helpful, and of course to subscribe so you will be able to see the next videos and get a notification. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day.